Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've given you a video update of what's going on. Before I get to campus stuff, I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on with our family. Riley has hit 4 months old and is just as cute as she can be. If she wasn't asleep in the next room, I would totally have her join me, but maybe, yeah, definitely next time. And in my last email update, I told you about how we're looking for housing for next year. We're still doing that, so we would love your continued prayers as we try to figure out where to live. But a new thing that has happened is this past weekend, our Volvo that we've owned for 9 months, the engine completely died, and it is going to cost a lot of money to fix. And so money that we're not really sure where it's going to come from. So obviously both of those things together are stressful, and so we would love your prayers for that as we try to figure out a good place to live and where God would have us there, but also sort of financially, how do we make all this work? I'm smiling about it, I guess, but I'm actually kind of stressed about it. We both are, so we'd love, for you to pray about that. Campus stuff is going really well. We finished our speaker series that I've been updating you about all semester long, and it went great. A number of students invited friends that don't know the Lord or that are far from the Lord and have all these questions, and students just really responded well to the topics that we addressed and the way they were addressed, so much so that I think we will probably do something similar, or we'll take things that we learned and that we did well from this series and apply them to all of our worship services from now on. Every week, make some changes, maybe more dialogue, more Q&As, and I really think that students resonated with the opportunity to come to hear a speaker that they knew that they, as followers of Christ, would really be challenged in, and that would be deeply biblical and deeply theological, but would also be very interesting and relevant and attractive to their friends that are further from the Lord. I think that often my students, our students, feel like there's some sort of differentiation between evangelism and discipleship, as if they are at odds with one another, and you can't do both at once, so that from a speaker's perspective, you either have to just talk to the people that don't know the Lord and maybe sort of don't have as much spiritual maturity, or you have to talk to the more mature kids, but to the exclusion of those that are newer to faith. But I think that they really benefited from and appreciated an opportunity to see that that's not at all the case, that we could deal with some really deeply relevant issues that are really challenging to them and to their friends who don't know the Lord in a way that was powerful and effective for both. And so we have quite a few young men and women who have questions about the faith, who are in investigative Bible studies, who are in continued conversations with their friends and roommates who invited them, all of which is going really well, and I'm really excited by it. I had lunch with a young man just a few days ago, late last week, and we were talking about his questions about why should I choose Jesus over other religions, but at the same time he's been praying that God would reveal himself to this young man, and it's just really exciting, the things that God is doing, and the way that it's even developing our Christian students in the way they think about the Lord and about His Word and about reaching out to those that don't know Him. The last thing I want to update you on is that we have student leadership selection all this weekend, and really starting a week ago, we've been working hard on it. And InterVarsity is really big on student leadership. It's one of the reasons why I'm on staff, is that as a student I had the opportunity to try a number of different things as a leader, to grow and develop as a leader, and it allowed me to really see myself in full-time ministry. So what that looks like for students is they have the opportunity to do everything from MC and plan our worship services, set up speakers and topics, lead the worship band. We actually have over 20 students on our worship band right now, so we have 2 rotating bands that alternate weeks, can be on student-led prayer teams, kind of creative video teams, skit teams, publicity teams. We have over 45 student small group Bible study leaders, and so there are Bible studies all over campus that our students are leading. Community and or events teams for our community, but also for new students who are new to our community. A welcome team to welcome in people that are at our things for the first time. Evangelism team, a team that its focus is on getting involved in kind of justice organizations, helping out with the homeless and with Habitat for Humanity and other opportunities around campus. So there's just That's not even all of them, but there's just a lot of opportunities for students to be involved in student leadership with our ministry. And so we have, I think, 75 people applying for leadership positions next year, including 20 applying to be team leaders of those teams and 15 applying to be on our coordinating team. And so essentially how that works is we have sort of the chapter, which is anyone that wants to be involved, no matter where they are spiritually. And then we have student leaders. Obviously, they have to be Christ followers. And so that would be this like group of 75, and they plan and run all the things in conjunction with staff, of course. And kind of over each of those teams is a group of team leaders, and they do sort of a higher level of planning and get to be, frankly, get to have a lot more kind of personal leadership development that will help them later in life. And then sort of the main group above the team leaders, sort of like the board, I guess, of IV at UNC anyway, is a group of students on the coordinating team, and they will work weekly with me to plan all the major things, to vision cast for the chapter, to handle any kind of big crises that come up. And it's really a good system. It's worked out very well. We're making some very significant changes, actually, into the structure of how we do things, both with small groups and some of the expansion of responsibility from other positions to try to emphasize more evangelism and prayer and volunteerism and justice on our campus. So anyway, so that's just the structure of what happens. Well, basically then what happens is students apply to be on leadership. There's an application. There's 3 different applications, I guess, based upon the position that you're applying for and the level of maturity required for it. We, myself, the other staff, and our a group of seniors that are kind of selected, we all read these applications. Some of them, for the team leaders, are 15 pages typed applications. We take them very seriously. And we read all these applications. We interview all of the team leaders. So that happened yesterday, which was Sunday, for 4 hours. We had 3 different interview teams going to interview all 20 people. And then, so that was this, that was yesterday, Sunday. And then this coming weekend, we will spend probably at least 15 hours, I would imagine, really prayerfully trying to hash out the teams and sort through it and make decisions as best we can. It is a long and intense process. Last year, we just did Saturday, and we went from, I think, 9 in the morning till 3 in the morning. And so, as you can imagine, it's a long day. So we'd love your prayers for that the Lord would lead and give us a lot of wisdom. We have some hard decisions we'll have to make, as there are positions that really there's a limited number of people that can do them, and we have a huge number of wonderful, godly, mature candidates that the Lord has brought us. But we want to make the right decision about sort of who should be there and who shouldn't, where the Lord would have the other person serve, that kind of thing. And I think this is one of the most significant things we do all year. It's really significant in the sense that it certainly determines who serves where next year, and it determines in some ways it can really shape the chapter moving forward, the decisions that we make and the direction that we go. But it also, I think, is hugely developmental for the seniors that are involved, who probably in their lives may not get the chance to do this kind of high-level decision-making in a company or a nonprofit setting. They may not ever get that chance again, and I think this really can develop them in their in sort of working as a team and making hard decisions, and even just hearing from the Lord and trusting the Holy Spirit. So we'd love for you to pray about that. As I've been reading the applications, what you'll see beneath this video on this email is that there have been so many incredibly encouraging things that students have said. Now, I always enjoy reading their applications and hearing how God has used their time in college, or maybe particularly with InterVarsity, or particularly with a group of friends, or a particular Bible study they were in. And so I've just copied and pasted some of their most encouraging things. Obviously, they're all anonymous. Nothing will give away who it is that's writing these things. But I just copied and pasted them to the bottom of this email. If you are interested in reading them, you certainly may. They really encourage me, and I think they'll really bless you as well. Because honestly, a lot of the reason that students have this kind of experience is because men and women like you have supported myself, John and Julie Farmer, Alex Kirk and Jennifer Hagan, who came before me, and other staff, and Emma, who will come next year, and enabled us to be around to develop and grow leaders and put in place good events and disciple students to greater maturity so that they can then love students as they come into our community. And just the mercy of God allows that to happen, but His mercy is in part shown through your generosity. And so I just really wanted to encourage you. This is some of what you're supporting is being reported by these students and their encouraging words. So thank you so much for letting me do this job that I love, but also for loving and serving students in this way through your generosity. So that was probably pretty long. Thank you so much for listening, and I will be back soon. Okay, have a great day.